144,000 chosen ones. The final separation has begun. There's something different about you lately, isn't there? The way you walk into rooms and feel like a stranger to everything. Even your old self. You're not crazy, you're not lost. You're being separated, spiritually, energetically, even biologically. It's like a veil has been torn, and the people, the habits, even the thoughts that used to feel like you no longer fit. And deep down, you know something sacred is happening. You're not who you used to be, and you were never meant to be. The final separation has begun. This isn't punishment. It's preparation. You are being called out of the noise, into something ancient, sacred, and irreversible. And while it may feel like you're losing everything, in truth, you're remembering who you truly are. Let's go deeper into this. What if your loneliness is the echo of your soul crossing into a higher timeline? Some of the most painful transitions begin not with chaos, but with silence. Suddenly, you don't belong anymore. Not to your friends, not to your family, sometimes not even to your own reflection. But this isn't abandonment, it's alignment. Your soul is outgrowing old identities, and the universe, with divine precision, is cutting cords with anything that cannot go where you're being called. Spiritual separation feels like death, but it's actually a resurrection. The chosen ones, those rare 144,000 ancient souls, are being removed from the systems, illusions, and cycles that kept them spiritually asleep. Not because they are better, but because they are ready. Separation is a sacred surgery. God removes what you begged Him to bless, because you're here to awaken the world. And as this awakening deepens, you start noticing reality itself feels unstable. Time feels strange. People speak, but you only hear energy. The world continues, but you feel unplugged. This is awakening. It's not a trend, not a mood. It's the irreversible collapse of illusions. The chosen ones awaken through pain. Because suffering burns away everything false. You're not broken. You're becoming. Your nervous system is being rewired. Your perception is shifting. What once brought comfort now feels suffocating. This is your soul remembering. And no, it doesn't make sense to others. It's not supposed to. Because you were never meant to follow the crowd. You were marked to stand apart. The final separation is a vibrational shift, not a social one. And while others chase external answers, you're learning to listen inward, to the frequency only your soul can hear. But there's something else, a silence that stings, a stillness that isolates. Let's talk about the ache no one sees, the sudden distance from people you love, the rejections, the misread intentions, the feeling of being invisible or too much for this world. This is not random. You're being hidden, not forgotten. God often conceals those He's preparing, like seeds buried deep beneath the soil. You are not meant to bloom in public until your roots are unshakable. What feels like rejection is sacred redirection. The world cannot validate what it cannot yet comprehend. So if they left you, if the door's closed, if you're in a season where no one sees your light, take heart. You are in divine incubation. Your silence is a scroll being written in spirit. This separation is not the end. It's the womb of your next beginning. What if your isolation is how God gets your attention? And just when you think it's quiet, the battle begins. Not the kind you see, but the invisible kind that wears your mind down at 3 a.m. Nightmares, doubts, sudden fatigue, emotional spirals, attacks that don't make logical sense. Here's why. You're being targeted not because you're weak, but because you're dangerous to the darkness. When you raise your frequency, you shake dimensions. The spiritual realm recognizes your power before you do. That's why certain people shift around you. That's why old patterns come back, not to stay, but to test you. Discernment becomes your greatest shield. Not everything that calls itself light carries light. Not every opportunity is divine. Not every open door leads forward. But your intuition, your deep inner knowing, is becoming louder than ever. Trust it, even if it makes no sense. Because your spirit knows things your mind hasn't learned yet. And now something within you begins to rise. You are not dying. You are emerging. You are no longer the version of yourself who begged to be accepted, who shrank to be loved, who stayed silent just to avoid conflict. You've crossed a threshold, and there's no going back. You may still walk in the same body, but your energy has changed. You've tasted the truth. And once the soul drinks from that well, it can no longer survive on illusions. The final separation isn't just from people. It's from patterns, from fear, from the past versions of you that were built on survival. Now you create, now you lead, now you shine. Even if the world isn't ready, even if no one claps for you. Because you didn't come here to be celebrated. You came here to remember who you truly are, and live like it. So breathe, feel the sacred silence around you. You are not alone. You are being prepared. The final separation is not a punishment. It's a homecoming to your highest self. You are not the same person. You never were. You are part of something ancient and rare. And every time your heart breaks open, a deeper truth awakens inside you. Now ask yourself this. What if the pain you're feeling right now is the sound of your wings breaking through the cocoon? Your soul was never lost, just waiting for you to remember.